Hello Leo, welcome to this reading. On October 21st, the universe is resetting your scales with a new moon in Libra. So in this video, we are going to be taking a look at this week ahead, that is October 20th to the 26th, which does indeed include a new moon in Libra on the 21st. So with that said, do keep in mind that this is a general reading. Take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and feel free to check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. All right, Leo, let's go ahead and get into this reading here for you. Now, new moons are always a great time, a great opportunity for fresh starts. And, during this time, during this new moon, you may be finding yourself asking yourself, how can I create harmony in my life? Where can I create balance within my partnerships and my relationships? And some of you may even be asking, like, what is fair? What is unfair in my current situation? These sorts of things could be going on for you here, Leo. So let's go ahead and let's get everything set up here and in view. Get right into it. All right. Now, Leo, that looks good enough to me. Energy on the bottom. You have the Six of Pentacles. Okay. So, Six of Pentacles, it represents generosity. Okay. Some of you are maybe wrestling with this idea of, is it time for me to turn off the faucet, so to speak? Like, are you giving too much to a person or to a situation? This does indicate inflow, outflow, of money, of resources. Some of you may be making a determination on whether or not you have given too much. Is this scenario fair? You see the scales here, fairness, balance in the scales. You actually have two cards here that are very on brand or on point with a new moon in Libra, in the Justice card as well as the Six of Pentacles here. And this may be something that you're really thinking about and kind of going into contemplation around here. There's definitely a message of karma here for you, Leo. Now, I don't want you to be worried about this word karma. Okay, karma is just the accumulation of your actions. Okay, so we'll talk about that more. But you have a major message of karma here that is showing up for you. Okay, and I'm going to stop messing with the cards here now, and just be okay with the card layout. But or maybe not. Let's see here. No, I'm not. Okay. But other than that, you do have, as a quick overview, there is a scenario here with your social group or your friend group, maybe your family as well, that's showing up here with the Three of Cups here. Let's go ahead and dive in. So right away in the middle, you have the Page of Cups. And the Page of Cups is a usually good card in love. Okay, this can be offers or opportunities to meet people. It can be offers and opportunities in love. It can talk about maybe conversations as well that need to be had in your romantic situation or your romantic connections that you have, as pages represent messengers in the tarot, and this is the Page of Cups. Now, you may also have some sort of dream or idea that you want to kind of connect to or contemplate or think about here in this week ahead, as well, as the Page of Cups is really, really a dreamer. It's a classic dreamer in the tarot. And I will say that there could be some conversations here around give and take in relationships, as you have the Six of Pentacles and the Page of Cups. That would not be surprising to me either. Or there may be some conversations that need to be had around your friends and your social circle or your social group in some way here as well, about what's expected, what's not expected. These sorts of things could happen for you here with the Three of Cups and the Six of Pentacles. Remember, when we look at the Six of Pentacles, that's about generosity. It's about giving and taking. And remember that the generosity of others is out of your control, but you can control how generous you are, right? So you can decide to give or to not give, right? So let's see how this unfolds further. You have the Four of Cups, the Knight of Wands, and the Judgment card here in the first column. And the Four of Cups here is not my favorite card in the tarot, but it is a very important card, like every card, and it's there for a reason. And the Four of Cups is about boredom. It's about apathy, okay? This could also represent avoidance, okay? This person, in a certain way, the way that I like to think of it, is this person sort of avoiding an opportunity in front of them, right? This might be a perfect time for you to create awareness. The concept of awareness is very powerful. Some of you may create awareness through mindfulness, okay? And what I mean by that is, can you, in this week ahead, be mindful of the times that you are avoidant, okay? And going a further level, analyzing or thinking about what is the root cause of the avoidance or the avoidant tendencies that you may be engaging in, which, by the way, not coming at you. It's a normal part of everyone's experience. Everyone avoids something eventually, you know? And there's something that I actually want to bring forward for you here, Leo. It just popped into my mind. There's like an old adage that goes, I hope I don't botch this. Wherever you go, there you are. Wherever you go, there you are. Okay? And it's this idea that it doesn't matter if you are in your home state or your home country or your home city, you can't escape or you can't avoid the self. Okay? So you do have a card of travel here. Let's just break this down here. Let's give it an example. Like, let's say you decide you want to go travel for a few months, or you want to go backpack for a few months in another country. And you may feel like by doing that, you solve all of your problems. But in reality, even though you're in a new country, you are there. Wherever you go, there you are, right? The problems, the thing you are avoiding still goes with you, okay? And so there may be something here that is a little deep, but there may be something here that you want to ask yourself, okay, around. There may be something here that you want to address during this week. You may have been kicking the can down the road a little bit, and it may be a perfect opportunity for you to address this topic, okay? Either with yourself, what are you avoiding, or with someone around you, as well as you have this Three of Cups, Page of Cups energy, okay? And I kind of got off on a single timeline there, but with the Judgment card, I'm going to try to bring in more messages, but you know, with the Judgment card, this can be around epiphanies, okay? So in going through this process, it may be really enlightening for you to sort of uncover the root level of this issue, right? Like what is hanging on below the surface here that is maybe leading me to dip into boredom, or what is the thing that I'm kind of avoiding here, right? At this time. It can really be about epiphanies and critical points in life. On a different level, the Knight of Wands, it can be a travel card. It can be a card of adventure. It can be a card of moving. You know, some people may be moving. It's the Jack of all trades in the tarot, so it means you have a lot of skills and talents and abilities. But let's go ahead and let's move to this middle column here. You have the Justice card, the Page of Cups, and the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so here we get into the message around karma, which is found in the Judgment card and the Justice card, right? The Judgment card is sort of like the realization of everything that you've done up to this point and having an epiphany around that. The Justice card is simply cause and action. It is the accumulation of your actions. It is, you know, the universal scales. It's the karmic scale is balancing out. It does represent balance generally, and it is the card of Libra. We are looking at this new moon in Libra for you here, Leo. Okay? I would say here that you are analyzing kind of like where you want to go and where you want to be here in the future. And this is a perfect period of time for that during a new moon. You know, a new moon's a perfect time to look at that and to initiate something brand new in your life. So the place that I think I'm going with this here is that you here, I think, are initiating some sort of conversation around give and take. This might be in a relationship, as the Page of Cups is there and the Three of Cups is there. This might be around some other non-romantic relationship as well, okay? And I get the sense and I get the need here for some of you to do a little bit of balancing, okay? Maybe you are giving a lot and you're feeling like a little drained energetically, okay, during this time. There could also be some type of like other communication that comes in that looks really good. And I would say that overall you have a pretty solid set of cards here. There is something that is pulling you back or holding you back. Okay, there is something that is pulling you back or holding you back. It's not the Queen of Pentacles, but let me just mention the Queen of Pentacles, which is usually somebody who is really all about finding success through patterns and habits and routines. You know, the patterns and habits and routines that make you successful or get you to where you want to go, particularly financially. Okay, so some of you may have realized here that something has taken you out of balance, or something has taken you out of your routine, and there may be sort of some leveling out there. Okay, there may be some rebalancing that's going on during this time here, Leo. Now, in the final column, you do have the Three of Cups, the Nine of Wands, and the Five of Cups. So I do see that there's maybe like a conversation here that's like emotionally a bit challenging that could be happening here. Maybe you've needed to have this conversation for some time with the Four of Cups and you haven't had it. Maybe it's a time for that, but we're going to get into the clarification portion of this reading in just a minute and we'll get more details on that. But the Five of Cups is just like simply being down. You know, it's being down a little bit here. And like I said, there's something pulling you back. Or I should say creating resistance in your life, which can be shown in the Nine of Wands. This person's resisting completion. Okay, they're very close to completion. They're very close to finishing something out with that Nine of Wands here. They're very close to the finish line. They're very close to, finishing something. But the Nine of Wands shows up when things are a little bit challenging, like you're in the trenches. You know, things are getting a little bit hard, you know, when you see the Nine of Wands. But it's in that moment where you can really make the best progress. You can make the most progress in that moment that is very, very hard. That is when we really accelerate, you know, when we really grow. And you may be in a period like that here. And I kind of see you at the stage where you could achieve liftoff on something if you choose to. Okay, this is a very interesting reading where it's sort of like it's all about like it's not like people aren't, it's not happening to you, okay? Like, you are the person that is initiating things in this reading, okay? And there's a karmic element to it here with the Judgment card and the Justice card. Then the Three of Cups, I've mentioned many times, it can be other people in your life. It is also, by the way, just broadly, a card of joy and celebration and good times with others. So let's see what is showing up here in the clarifications. I'm very curious. We'll go ahead and we'll start off by pulling some oracle cards, and then we'll also pull some tarot cards for you here, Leo. Okay. All right, let's see what we have here. And all right, energy on the bottom, you have yes. Okay, so that's a soft yes. There are two yeses in this deck, but you may be getting the green light to go for something here. And we'll read these three first. Figured, yep, you had another blue card, which is no. So let me break that down. You have be assertive and listen to your intuition here. So you have yes, no, you know, like yes, no, maybe. Like I think some of you are in yes, no, maybe. You know, you're going back and forth, but the contemplation here is, the guidance here is be assertive, listen to your intuition. If there's something that you need to talk about or there's something that you need to initiate here, this could be a great time. And maybe what's going on is you've been in this period of yes, no, maybe for a while, you know, yes, no, maybe. The other two cards here you have are improving health and peaceful resolution. Okay, so I do see that maybe some of you are looking for solutions connected to a health issue or something like this here. I also think that I wasn't getting like a weird, or a bad or a negative vibe from the conversation, simply that there's a conversation that needs to be had. Obviously, there is the Five of Cups, which does indicate being let down or disappointed, but I wasn't getting like a negative vibe. So there could be a real opportunity for some, you know, peaceful or amicable resolutions to something that you want to speak on or you want to talk through with a person in your life here at this time. And the idea of balance and this idea of Libra is creating harmony. It's the ability to create amicable solutions to problems. Libra, the Libra frequency, which we're all in right now, as it is the new moon in Libra, is very good at creating harmony and balance and achieving, amicable solutions to problems. It's a perfect time for that as well. So let's see what we have here. Let's take a look at the tarot cards for you here, Leo. And yeah, I do appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. I do hope things are going well for you. We'll go ahead and split the deck here, and then we'll get right into it. Okay, you have the Two of Swords, you have the Fool, and the Eight of Wands. Two of Swords, the Fool, and the Eight of Wands. Okay, it's just about time for this conversation here. Eight of Wands, it can represent communication from a distance, phone calls, text messages, letters, emails, social media posts, these sorts of things. And as it's with the Judgment, again, the Judgment can be an epiphany. And, the Eight of Wands is a breakthrough. Not only is it communication, but it's like a breakthrough as well in the tarot. So, there may be like a real call to action on something. You may be at like a critical point with this scenario. I also like that there could be some sort of like divine breakthrough or epiphany that's happening for you as well, broadly, as you have the Eight of Wands and the Judgment card. The Moon is a new beginning. Or sorry, the Fool. Not the Moon. My brain is on the new moon idea, but no. This is the Fool with the Knight of Wands, and there may be a fresh start here in a new location for some people with the Knight of Wands and the Fool. There may be a fresh start here with wanting to be a little bit more adventurous in some area of life as well, as the Knight of Wands can be a risk taker, can be adventurous. And the Fool is a very perfect card for a new moon week, as well as it's basically the power of all four aces in one card. It's a very, very strong card because it starts everything off. So some of you may feel like you're at ground zero, you're ready to embark on a new journey here, for sure. And then the Two of Swords with the Four of Cups, it represents a difficult choice. It represents a difficult choice to make. A difficult, you may be caught in a rock and a hard place here. And this is something that you may know that there may be something that is difficult and you've just decided to avoid it, which is, I think, like many people have experienced this, many people have experienced this. So you may be in that, but let's get some more details here. You do have the Seven of Swords. You have the Four of Cups again, and you get the Two of Wands. Okay. So the Seven of Swords, it's like kind of a dicey energy. The Seven of Swords, it can be backstabbing, it can be deception. There's like a lack of trust that is inherent to the Seven of Swords as the person is stealing swords. Okay? And I do have a sense that this is connected to another person. I'm not entirely sure this is a romantic connection here. It may be somebody else in your life. It could be one of the two things. Fit it into your need here, fit it into your scenario here, or your situation. But with the Four of Cups, the big guidance here for you is it seems like there is distrust that you have with someone, okay, and you have avoided either confronting or talking through this with a person, and this may be coming back around here, and the guidance for you is to actually do the hard thing, which is to not kick the can down the road any longer, okay, with the Four of Cups coming in here. Now, this is very challenging, okay, because it seems like there's some karma between the two of you, between you and this person, with the Seven of Swords and the Justice card. Okay, you here are being called on to not allow this behavior to happen again in your life. So this person's poor behavior, you may decide that this is not going to be a part of you anymore. Okay? There's something connected to distrust here that I see. Okay? And this might be coming back around. Okay? This person may not have learned from their mistakes or something like this. This may be showing up here again. Okay? The Two of Wands, it does indicate that there's some good potential in front of you. You kind of have the world in the palm of your hands. There's something nice that's brewing here, I will say, with the Eight of Wands, Judgment card, Two of Wands, Queen of Pentacles. Like, definitely sky's the limit for you, okay? And at the same time, there's something about generosity and deciding on whether or not you want to keep the faucet running or turn it off. You know? In other words, there's a problem that is showing up here that you may have avoided, that is, the universe is giving you an opportunity to kind of solve here at this time, Leo. You know? And you could solve it for good, and you could solve it in an amicable way during this period of time. You have this Page of Cups again. You have the Chariot, and you have the Three of Pentacles. Yeah, Page of Cups, like I've explained this, I've broken this down. This is like, it can be offers in love. It can be offers connected to your happiness. It can be communication around those things. It can be this idea of a dream that you have. I do think that, this can also be a person in your life, usually more of the feminine energy, more of a feminine person. I don't try to attach genders to these cards. This person, though, might be more of a feminine energy, and they may be like a little, they're mature. They might be a little immature compared to you, okay? It's hard to even put an age on this, because while they could be younger, it just may mean that their soul is younger, like they may not be as mature as you. Here, that's very possible. It's just intuitively, that's how I'm reading it, okay? So I'm just intuitively reading here. And then the Chariot is the sign of Cancer. You do have two water signs here, the Page of Cups twice. And, the Chariot, once again, as I suggested, you have something really nice brewing, and here it is again. The Chariot is, progress forward. It's a success in your life. And it's also as above, so below. The universe kind of has a way of balancing things out, as you see here with the two Karma cards, with the Chariot, as above, so below, and the Six of Pentacles. So there is a need for, like, the actions you take at this time, Leo, are really very important. They really are. And if you continue to kick the can down the road, will it be the end of the world? Probably not. But one thing's for sure, there's kind of a universal law and order. It will come back around. It will come back around, So, like, you can decide to deal with it during this time or not. There's no wrong choice. But there's a choice that's showing up here. You then here have the Three of Pentacles. Usually this is connected to colleagues or people you work with, but it can also be a part of yourself, which means progress in building something great, showing off work that you've done. It's actually a really good card. You do have the Six of Wands here. I do think there's success here for you. I see it all over the board here. And there's something as well kind of playing in the background, okay, at this time. Let's go ahead and let's take a look at what is in the Kipper cards. Okay, let's take a look at what's in the Kipper cards for you. And we'll kind of try to break that down even further. All right, let's see what we have. You've changed, another move card. Gift, main female, wealthy man, imprisonment, and expectation. Okay, I think that somebody's been placing a high expectation on you for a while. This has felt restricting with imprisonment, and you are quite literally going to decide that you can make a change in that area here. With the Change card, the universe wants to give you this gift, okay, this gift to handle or straighten out or work through this situation, and you may decide to take it. Again, we've got a feminine energy here. Wealthy man, it can be quite literally a person, but usually this card's about your investments. This is person's a trader. They're at the end of a successful trading day. Yeah, family. That's why I was saying I'm not entirely sure that it is romantic. It might be, but in courthouse as well. Okay, that's showing up here. Maybe something connected to legality, something like that here. So you do have sudden wealth on the bottom, which is nice. I view that as like luck, luck in life. And there may be like a sudden opportunity or epiphany that you have to handle this situation. Leo, this is what I have. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll most certainly be talking to you again soon.